Hi, this is Tom and Heather from Shadowfields, and this is Monday in the Studio. Mitts.
Mitts. And please like, share, subscribe, and just make sure you got that notifications going so you will never miss anything that we're doing.
How exciting is that, huh?
How exciting! Bum,
We never did get we never did get
Sorry.
we never did get a little jingle going.
Well, we're gonna do it this week.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
We
gonna
can
do
get a
it. We're gonna
jingle
do a
for this
jingle.
going.
Yes.
So, hey, when you guys come online, sign in, let us know that you're with us.
Yep.
We want to talk about what's been going on?
Yeah, what have you been doing in the studio this week?
Hmm.
Actually, it's been a couple weeks that we haven't been here. So,
Yeah, I was in New York
man,
for one.
yep, you were at a wedding. But then you did something incredible over a whole weekend.
Well, you were gone for that next
Yeah,
weekend.
but what did you do?
I recorded a guy named Yorgi,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Georgi,
Georgi.
to say it
Yes.
correctly. And Georgi is he's handicapped,
Mm-hmm.
but he plays many instruments, and he wanted to enter a contest.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in New York. It's for handicapped musicians,
Mm-hmm.
and it's to encourage them and things like that.
Yep.
And so he wanted to get involved in that. So he asked if he could come over and record one of his songs that he wrote,
Mm-hmm.
and if I would videotape him.
That's great.
So we did a song and a videotape.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you guys are interested in knowing more about that or anything like that, just let us know in the comments, and we can arrange to have Georgi come over
That would be
some
actually
night.
fun. Yeah, we should
Yeah,
have him in the
a
studio
guest.
to talk about how he did his songwriting,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what was his is it a video that's already put out and everything? A
Yes,
song and
there's a
everything? Okay.
song and a video,
Mhm.
and it's on YouTube, and pretty soon it should be up on all the normal streaming
Did you go the CD
places.
Baby route
Yeah,
or okay.
I helped him with all that stuff,
Nice.
and even got him a quick website,
Wow.
Georgi.com.
It's
I
Georgi.
Yep,
Okay,
Georgi.
.com. Okay. That's
Yeah,
a unique name. Is he from Macedonia or
he's from
something?
Bulgaria
Bulgaria. Okay.
originally, and
Mhm.
you can find out a little bit more about him by going there.
Awesome.
But that's what I worked on.
Great.
That kind of took up the whole weekend.
Mhm.
But it was a fun experiment and tried a few new things, and we had a good time.
That's awesome.
And he played very well.
And what did you do this past week then?
I
Well, there
don't
was a
remember.
weekend, and then okay. Let's see here. I think you got something new. Did you buy something new?
Well, I bought it a few weeks ago. We got
Not the
another
type of gear, but
we got another preamp. I know Gary hates it when we talk about gear and stuff like that and technical garbage. Got another preamp, so now I've I've filled out the rack with 24 high-end preamps,
right.
very nice preamps, and so I don't know if we
How
could.
many more? How many? It's a 12. It's a 12 pack.
No, it's 24. There's
24.
there's
Wow.
24, so I can record
Okay.
24 things simultaneously.
Hmm. Well, gee,
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
I've never done that before.
I think
Everything's
it'd be fun to do that
typically everything's
sometime.
been kind of piecemeal.
Oh, what would it take to actually do a whole recording of the entire band in the studio here? Could you do it? Or would you have to have like some separation of sound and things like that?
You could do it, but you have to know going in with that kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
that you've got to nail it
Right.
right away.
Everything has to be perfect. It's probably no
It,
different than what it was like a
it,
long time ago. Or,
exactly. It's like a live show. You either are we okay here?
yeah, I'm just sending Kimmy a message. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
You either can play it or you can't play it. There's
Mm-hmm.
no there's no fixing it later or anything like that.
Right.
When you're recording everybody together in one room at the same time, it's going to be, that's kind of late 60s way of recording, and you just did it.
Yeah.
And that'd be kind of fun, but it's a little bit nerve wracking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even the Beatles. if you listen to, if you watch any interviews or anything like that, sometimes, they were on like take 100
Right.
before they got the song. But I mean, they played it, it was done. That
Mm-hmm.
was their one shot. But, sometimes like uh, John Lennon's voice sounds very ragged. Well, it didn't sound ragged on the first 50 takes, but by the time we got to 75 takes
Right.
of screaming,
Mm-hmm.
it
It does something to you.
yeah, it kind of tears your throat. And so that's how it works.
Well, what are we going to talk about tonight?
Okay, well, tonight we thought we'd start going into the Wayback Time Machine
Mm-hmm.
and start talking about the first album.
Our very first album. So our first album was When the World Was Young, and that's when we were young,
Yeah. Well,
or younger, I guess. But this was in 2011, maybe 2011.
yeah, 2011,
So,
2000. I think the album came out in 2012.
mm-hmm.
When we started getting together in 2006, we wrote for publishers, and then we decided at some point to give up on writing for publishers since nobody was picking up our stuff.
Right.
And so we decided to start putting some stuff out, and by that time we already had almost two full albums worth of material. So the first and second albums were basically the stuff that we sent to publishers.
Yeah. And it was kind of a mixture, wasn't it? Of like, it's
We
kind of like
tried lots of different
experimental.
styles.
Like we had country, we had some kind of like a little Americana kind of stuff.
Hey, sign in when you're
Rid
online with us.
Loud sounds, loud drums. There was like a Could Be Love on here. Um, there was some stuff that we were trying. So I think that this was very much experimental,
Yeah,
for us,
it was definitely
and
experimental.
like trying to figure out a sound that we felt was, you wouldn't like that word unique at that time, but I think we were trying to figure out what that, when someone listened to it, they wouldn't go, oh, well, they sound like. We want it to be distinctive, I guess, maybe is a better word.
Yeah.
And we're trying to find that distinctive sound within what we were doing. So yeah, would you say this was one of the hardest ones that we actually did? It was kind of
The
like,
album?
yeah,
Well, this marks 10 years ago. It came out 10 years ago.
happy birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, happy anniversary.
But
Happy birthday.
it came out 10 years ago, and we were just experimenting. We didn't know what
Mm-hmm.
we were doing. And, at that point, we were doing, like, I think you had bought me a electronic drum kit.
Yes.
And so we were using electronic drums.
Did I buy you a drum kit?
Yeah, I think you did. That and the floor in the studio were your contributions to
Oh my
our,
gosh. Wow, that was something.
both of them are beat.
Yes.
The floor is beat, and so is
That's
that drum set.
gosh, such good humor.
Yeah.
So if we talk about this album, what is it that you remember the most about pulling together this album? Like the
I,
actual kind of recording or the songwriting?
I just remember it. Um, some of these songs, they'd come from years before when we were trying to pull it all together, and not having, we didn't have great speakers. The room wasn't treated very well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there was some flaws in it,
Yeah,
and we worked through the flaws, and we worked with John Script, and he helped us
that's right.
on the
The
mastering,
transcript did.
and
Yep.
he'd say, oh, well, you guys are missing the kick drum here.
Mm-hmm.
And so we like, oh, okay, because we couldn't hear the stuff. So
Mm-hmm. I think the thing that I remember the most about this album is that it was almost like a lot of the surface kind of like feelings that I would have, like the summer sun or like it just there was a lot more of the, I don't know, kind of, think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's like this happiness, or that one level. I'm either angry, I'm sad, but I can't figure out what it is kind of what happens in a lot of our later music. It's like we let the listener figure out what they feel according to this, them listening to the music. I think this one was just like, I don't care, and my love passed me by, and like we were telling people almost like what to
There
feel in
was
some
not, it
ways. It
wasn't as
wasn't.
much mystery in the songs
Yeah,
or
I think
something, you're
there's probably
thinking?
not as much mystery in these songs. It's kind of
Hey guys, if you've
you
joined
know,
us, please sign in and like, share, and subscribe.
yep, tell us you're here. Um, as far as the songwriting, talk about your process because this was something new. We'd never really worked together before. What was the process that you went through to actually do the songwriting on most of these songs? Was it like together?
No,
Was it
I
separate?
think a lot of them were somewhat separate. We didn't do.
It wasn't a
I,
collaboration, I don't think.
it's well, I did my part, you did your part.
Yeah.
On the song that we're talking about tonight, which is "Grace Around My Heart,"
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the earlier songs that we wrote that we ended up putting on the album.
Yeah.
Um, I looked up all the information on it, and we actually wrote it completely. It was a done deal in one night
Mm-hmm.
on the 10th of November in 2009.
Oh my gosh, it's like how many years ago? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So that's 11 years ago. No, 12
so
years ago. 13 years ago?
yeah,
13 years ago.
13 years ago.
Yeah.
And do you remember if I wrote it or you wrote it? I don't
Well,
remember.
I always wrote the instrumental part,
Yeah,
but
I think I did
quite
that.
possibly you might have just gone to a microphone and sang
Mm-hmm.
some words, and then I'd just like give you a chord. I can't even remember what key it's in. I think maybe it's in E minor. Might have hit the chord, and
Mm-hmm.
then you just kind of take over.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we might have put a click tracker with it,
Yeah.
but obviously that song came together really fast.
Yeah.
It was done that night,
Yeah.
and obviously we kept reworking it, and the final mix of it, which was version 10C, was not until what is it, the 18th of March in 2012.
Really?
So
That's for album number one.
that's
Yeah.
like 3 years later we decided to finally finish it up because
Yeah.
we wrote it for publishers. We sent it out to publishers in some form, but then when we decided to do an album, the album came out in 2012, so we remixed everything that was going to be on the
That's
album.
right. That's right. But I think with that one, we actually had, wasn't that on the Few? Did we put that on the Few for you? I thought
Do not think so.
I thought we did. So we went to a songwriting, kind of a festival or something, and we didn't have an album, so we created a whole bunch of CDs. We call them A Few for You.
Which was 3.
It was just
We
three,
had
which
to argue about what a few is.
I was told that a few was just 3 times because a couple was 2.
A couple is 2.
Right, and
A
so
few
few
is
is 3. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we did
Mm.
that, and then we got this out, and then very shortly, what time? When did I? So it was less than a month later after we finished up the mix of it that we had some friends. It was Jim and Josh Lindgren came
Yes.
over.
Yeah.
'Cause we had no video gear at all and no knowledge of how to do video editing.
We were infants.
Yeah.
We were-
And so we invited them over and in the studio, and we just basically played in the studio against the track.
Mhm. We've never done anything like that since.
No.
So it was actually kind of it was harrowing actually because I was like, I don't know, do I know the words well enough? And
Well, we
um,
probably took multiple takes of it, but I
yeah,
don't really recall all that much. I just remember that that Josh was on a ladder, kind
I
of like
remember that
overlooking us.
too.
So there's some like top-down shots and,
Yeah, it was very
that
cool.
he had done.
Yep, and his dad, Jim, was taking it from an entirely different view.
Yep.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so much different having other people come in and doing it versus us being responsible for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
there's a
in
freedom
some
just to be the artist. In this case, you're you know when we do it all, there is a responsibility to actually be honest with our own kind of view of the song. In this case, you get somebody else's view of it, which is I think is fun. So
Yeah.
it'd be fun to watch it. I don't remember watching it for a long time.
Yes, this was
So
before the days of high definition or HD or
we
what
look
is that?
blurry. I think that's something
Yeah, it's pretty
to take
low.
into
I think it might be like
consideration.
480 or something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll play it and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more.
Yep.
All right.
Here
Hey
we
guys,
go.
thanks for being with us. Here we go. This is Grace Around My Heart.
You know my unmet needs and you see my unseen dreams. You see the visions pass. You know the questions I ask. Wrap your grace around my heart. Let me see your face. Tell the story of your love once again. I will sing your praise. You know my darkest fears and you see when danger is near. You hear unspoken thoughts. You see who I am not. Wrap your grace around my heart. Let me see your face. Tell the story of your love once again. I will sing your praise. You found me dead, lifted my head, breathed life in the stone, and called me your own. You hear unspoken thoughts. You see who I am not. Wrap your grace around my heart. Let me see your face. Tell the story of your love once again. I will sing your praise. Wrap your grace around my heart. Let me see your face. Tell the story of your love once again. I will sing your
We
So what did you
had
think of that?
we have more hair now. You have
Yeah.
a lot more hair now. But yeah, that was, oh gosh, it feels like yesterday, but then so long ago. What I noticed about that video is that all of a sudden you go from like guitar to, oh, there's a mandolin there. It's like a
That was
shocker.
that was like a $50 or $75 mandolin.
Was it really?
Yeah, that was when I was thinking about, I ought to start getting into mandolin a little bit. I was just dabbling in it.
Yeah.
It wasn't until about 2015 or 16 that I was ready to outlay major cash for,
Oh, and you did.
yeah.
But I think that at this point it was just these like little ear candy things.
Yeah, it was just this thing to add in there.
Yeah.
Because I remember we had originally started like with a Nashville strung guitar, which is kind of like if you
Yeah.
take a 12-string guitar, you take off all the lower strings, just all the high stuff, and we were writing with that a lot. And but mandolin is similar to that, but it has a little bit more character.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very fun. The other thing that I noticed was, besides us looking very young and we have more hair now, was that we had a whole bunch of really spiritual songs that we were working on.
Yeah.
And so this was one of them. And this is actually one that a friend of yours we went over to his house and sang. Remember, he really loved this song.
Yep.
And wanted us to go over, and I forget why we were over at his house.
I don't know. I think he
Well,
saw
either
us
he
and
was-
he liked it, and so we
Yeah.
decided, hey, if somebody likes our music, we'll go play anywhere.
Yeah, so let us know if you'd like us to come play a song at your house. But
Hey,
this,
make
this
sure you
was-
sign in tonight, please, and like, share, and subscribe.
Yes,
Sorry,
please.
didn't mean to
Or tell your
interrupt you.
friends about us. But this one was probably that's 2009 we wrote it. So
2009.
yeah, but that was when we actually just had started working together, because it was August
started-
30th
No,
is when 2008. 2006.
2006. So it was 3 years after we
Yeah.
started working together that we wrote that.
Yeah, that's
But we had there's a lot of stuff from that really early era that no one's ever heard.
no, that's right.
Because
What-
a lot of stuff was very progressive. I would write all these progressive epics,
Mhm.
and you'd have angry lyrics that you put against them. And
There was one. Oh, what was it?
Ice Age.
Ice Age.
Oh, what was that?
That'll never be heard.
I'd like to remix it. I think
Mm-mm.
people would really enjoy that one. It's pretty
You-
catchy.
You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
What do you think of when you see that video?
It's just a long time ago. There's
Yeah.
so many things have changed. You look at that and you say, that was 10 years ago. But that's like a lifetime ago.
Mm-hmm.
When we think about it, at that point we had no band.
That's right.
We
Yeah,
didn't,
we were
we didn't
just.
put a band together until later that year because
Yeah.
we decided we'd like to get out and play some of these songs.
Mhm.
And we've gone through so many different people in the band.
Yeah.
But we continue to write, and the new album's out. The new album is great.
Would you have done anything different on the arrangement or?
Well, there was
Anything
no real drums on this. This was a cajon.
Mhm.
That's like some people just call it the
A
box.
box,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a box with guitar strings strung against the front panel of it and a hole in the back. So it kind of gives you a snare sound. It's a bit more controlled than a drum kit
Mm-hmm.
because I just wanted something more acoustic, and so that's what we went with.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably arrange it a little bit differently at this point, but
Mm-hmm.
you
Wonder
can't
what
go back and.
I wonder what a violin would sound like in this. That would be fun.
You'd be
Another little bit.
you'd stealing my thunder.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
anyway,
think that would be fun.
hey, let's switch topics real quick because
Okay.
we got something coming up.
Yep.
So,
On Thursday, September 22nd at 7 p.m. at Elmhurst Brewing Company, we are going to be having another concert. So please call ahead. Again, Elmhurst Brewing Company, that is in Elmhurst, Illinois. So if you're out of town, maybe Mike Hamburg, if you're on the call ahead. Come on, see us. We'd love to hang out with you.
This may be as far as a full band, this would probably be our last full band show in the Chicago area this year.
Yeah.
We hope to hit the road in October.
Yep.
Play Louisville, Nashville, and Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Heather and I might do a couple things, just the two of us, in the meantime.
Maybe at
but
some little coffee shops or something. who
yeah,
knows?
something little,
Yeah.
something small and
Yep.
intimate.
Maybe in the city. Michael Teach has his way.
yeah.
We'll be downtown Chicago.
I think
doing
you
a
and I
couple
are
days.
doing something with him in January.
Mhm.
We're Sing for Your Supper
January
or something like that.
10th, is that
I
right?
think it might be 19th.
19th, yeah.
But we'll give you more
So, yeah,
information
we'll
on
give
that
you-
later.
Yeah, but that's those are just kind of some fun things. And also, please come out to Pollyanna Brewing Company on the 29th of September, and then we'll be there on the 2nd and the 4th Thursdays in October as well. We'd love to have you come out, and if you are a performer, we'd love to hear you and hear your music. If you're a songwriter, we'd love to hear the songwriting that you do yourself, and you can tell us about the song. This is super important for us to encourage songwriters in the
Yep.
Chicagoland area. So please come out and support others, and we will support you. Yeah. So that's come out and see us at the Elmhurst Brewing Company on Thursday, September 22nd.
And as we said before, this is Tom and Heather
Yep.
from Shadowfields.
Absolutely.
Hey, make
please.
sure, what should they do? What should they
Oh
do?
gosh, Tom, they've got to like and subscribe and share. Please share our music, share what we're doing with your friends, and like us and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yep.
That's really important for us.
Yep. And if you haven't got the new album, go to
Ooh.
shadowfields.com. Grab the new album. It is free.
Yep, there's a little banner on the top of shadowfields.com where you can click there, and then that'll take you to a page where you can give us your email, and then we give you a little gifty in return, which is the entire album for you to download.
Yeah.
And you even can listen right there from a player as well.
Yeah. And the album is not just the album, it's the album
Yep.
with artwork. All the lyrics are in there. It's
Yep.
like the full thing.
Yep.
We do have
And,
some physical CDs. We'll have them at Elmhurst Brewing.
Mhm.
But the main thing is the download
Yeah.
because it has all the cool graphics and things like
Right.
that.
Right. So if you're a songwriter and you've joined us, please tell us about the songwriting that you're doing. We'll be out here on MITS every Monday night, and we'd love to hear from you. So till next time, this is Tom and Heather
From Shadowfields,
signing off. So have a great night, everybody.
thanks
Take
for
care.
being with us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.